We begin today's wrestling news and rumors video with some new shocking rumors regarding the WWE's plans for the Architect Seth Rollins heading into the summer months of 2021. As most of you are likely aware, on this past week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown, WWE had Seth Rollins and Bayley team up together and face off against Cesaro and the current SmackDown Women's Champion Bianca Belair in a mixed tag team match. And after a great back and forth match, Seth Rollins and Bayley ended up getting the win over Bianca Belair and Cesaro. However, while the win was a big highlight for Seth Rollins and Bayley, the biggest talking point among fans when it came to this mixed tag team match was the chemistry that the heel Seth Rollins and heel Bayley have, and that they work so well together and have very similar gimmicks and personas, and they mesh well alongside one another. And not surprisingly, the WWE pairing up Seth Rollins and Bayley on SmackDown this week has caused there to be some speculation as to whether or not WWE planned for Seth Rollins and Bayley to be any sort of a long-term storyline, or if it was more of a one-off scenario. Well, according to a breaking new behind-the-scenes rumor, WWE could very well be planning for Seth Rollins and Bayley to be teaming up long-term on Friday Night SmackDown, and even possibly start a romantic storyline angle between the two heels in the coming months. While most of you are well aware that Seth Rollins is in a real-life relationship with former Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion Becky Lynch, apparently Vince McMahon feels a romantic storyline angle between Bayley and Seth Rollins on SmackDown would make for some very intriguing TV in the coming months before Becky Lynch returns to WWE. As you would likely expect, if these rumors are true and WWE plan to pair up Seth Rollins and Bayley together on SmackDown as a new power couple, when Becky Lynch does return, she would put a wrench in Seth Rollins' relationship with Bayley, and a big storyline feud would begin. However, one of our sources has mentioned that while Becky Lynch did like working with Seth Rollins back in 2019 during their feud against Lacey Evans and Baron Corbin, at the time, Becky Lynch stated that she would have liked keeping her relationship with Seth Rollins more low profile and not work together with Rollins on TV as a couple. And while WWE did that for a period of time, apparently Becky Lynch is open to the idea of Seth Rollins working with Bayley on SmackDown in a couple storyline, and that Becky thinks it would be a very interesting and must-see storyline. Apparently, WWE would book Bayley and Seth Rollins as a heel power couple on Friday Night SmackDown, and once Becky Lynch returns, that would likely be the beginning of the end for Bayley's relationship with Seth Rollins, and the beginning of Seth Rollins turning face and aligning with Becky Lynch. And then a feud between Becky Lynch and Bayley would be booked later this year. While the cult of personality and former WWE World Champion CM Punk has not been in the WWE since 2014, that hasn't stopped CM Punk's continued rumored return to professional wrestling from being one of the biggest things wrestling fans talk about to this day. And while there had been some strong rumors these past 2 years that pointed to CM Punk possibly making a comeback to the ring, whether for a WWE return or possibly signing with Vince McMahon's rival promotion, nothing has come from these rumors, and CM Punk has remained content with staying away from wrestling, much to the disappointment of wrestling fans. While there's always a chance that CM Punk could have a change of heart regarding returning to the ring in WWE or elsewhere for that matter, as CM Punk continues to get older, the chances seem slimmer and slimmer, and in a recent interview, CM Punk mentioned that he's not fishing for any deals in wrestling, and that he has been offered to do a lot of stuff but says no to most of it, which likely includes the WWE return offers from Vince McMahon. However, while a WWE in-ring return for CM Punk is unlikely at this point, the Cult of Personality was asked by a fan on social media what it would take for CM Punk to appear on the WWE's Broken Skull Sessions with Stone Cold Steve Austin to discuss his career and a bunch of other things. CM Punk's answer was fairly simple, with that answer being money, and a whole lot of it. Although many fans would rather see CM Punk compete inside the squared circle again and possibly feud with some dream opponents in WWE, at the very least, a CM Punk episode of the Broken Skull Sessions with Stone Cold Steve Austin would be a step in the right direction and open the doors to CM Punk possibly doing more in WWE. And let us know if you would be interested in CM Punk possibly doing this show with Stone Cold Steve Austin in the future, and should CM Punk be compensated greatly for this possible appearance. Or is CM Punk being too demanding and does not deserve a big payday for just an appearance on a WWE show? In one of our last videos, we mentioned that it has been revealed that Jeff Hardy had signed a multi-year WWE contract in 2020, which basically sent a message to fans that he won't be leaving WWE anytime soon to possibly join his brother Matt Hardy in AEW All Elite Wrestling, and Jeff Hardy will remain a WWE superstar for at least 2 more years, whether he likes it or not. However, while lots of fans have been furious with the way Jeff Hardy has been booked and presented on Monday Night Raw in recent months, with the former WWE champion essentially being booked as a jobber with no direction or momentum, things could be shifting in Jeff Hardy's favor sooner rather than later, and fans may have some reason to hope for Jeff Hardy to finally be pushed again in WWE and do some big things before his career comes to an end. For those of you unaware, it has been leaked as of yesterday that Jeff Hardy will finally be getting his No More Words theme song next month in July 2021. And this comes after months of Jeff Hardy and his fans alike asking WWE to allow for Hardy to use this theme song, and apparently WWE were open to the idea and that they were simply waiting for crowds to return to WWE events for Jeff Hardy to bring back his popular No More Words theme song. And with fans coming back next month, Hardy's old walkout music will be making a comeback, which is likely good news for most fans. While this does not directly confirm that Jeff Hardy will be getting a big push in WWE, there is no doubt that Jeff Hardy will feel like a much bigger star when his No More Words theme song comes back. And the great crowd reactions for Jeff Hardy when his original theme song returns may sway WWE to start pushing Hardy and presenting him as what he always should be, a main event caliber superstar. On this past week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown, WWE shocked fans in a massive way when it came to the big dog and head of the table, Roman Reigns. After being away from WWE following his performance at WrestleMania 37 in the triple threat match involving Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan, the rated R superstar Edge made his thunderous return to WWE to confront the Universal Champion Roman Reigns, with Edge not only confronting Roman Reigns but attacking the tribal chief in very dominant fashion. As expected, Edge's return to attack Roman Reigns on SmackDown this week was met with a lot of praise from fans, because Edge definitely brings a lot of excitement to WWE on the blue brand, and Roman Reigns now has a worthy adversary for his Universal Championship. After Edge's surprise return to set his sights on Roman Reigns on SmackDown, the WWE have confirmed that Edge will be facing off against Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at the upcoming Money in the Bank 2021 pay-per-view event. And according to a shocking new backstage rumor, Vince McMahon and WWE are secretly planning for Roman Reigns to lose his Universal title to Edge at Money in the Bank 2021, with Vince feeling like Edge as the Universal Champion would draw big ratings for SmackDown, and that Reigns has had a long enough title run, and that things need to be freshened up in the main event title scene on SmackDown. Hence why Edge will likely be winning the Universal Championship from Roman Reigns come Money in the Bank 2021.